Hello, students. I would just want to take a little bit of time to help explain to you part one of your new formative assessment, the 4FA2 research project dealing with biotechnology. And so, one thing you'll see, you'll start off looking at something like this: do now 4FA2. Right, you put your block, you go ahead and put your name in there, and you continue on to the next slide. Right, so right off the bat, right here at the very start, you have four potential options that you can choose to research. There's cloning, designer babies, GMOs, and de-extinction. Now with cloning, right, this is the science of we're looking to making identical copies of living organisms or parts of living organisms, right? Whether it's cells, tissues, organs, right? That's cloning. Designer babies revolves around picking genes for a child or a baby before they are born, right? So if your child might be susceptible to a particular disease, you might want to think about either removing that gene or replacing that gene with something else. GMOs are altering of organisms, right? Altering an organism's DNA in order to better support our means, right? That is genetically modified organisms, right? And then de-extinction, right? That talks kind of Jurassic Park-esque, where we talk about the ability to bring back an extinct species or an animal, bring it back to life, right? And I'm not like dinosaurs, probably not, but woolly mammoth, saber-toothed cat, Tasmanian tiger, dodo, passenger pigeon. Just because I'm partial to de-extinction, let's give that one. So you click whichever topic suits your interests, and what'll happen is it will take you to this next slide right here. So what you're going to do is you copy and paste this in the address bar in order to make a copy of this sheet. So what? I'm going to click, and I'm going to drag right there, right? I'm highlighting in blue. You see that? I'm going to click Control C to copy it. And then watch this. Watch this. I'm going to put it up in the address bar right here. I hit Control C. I'm now going to press Control V. Control V allows me to paste. So Control V, hit Enter, and it allows me to make a copy of this particular file. So I can click Make a Copy. Takes about a minute or two, and bam, here we are. It's 4FA2 Biotechnology De-Extinction Project. All right. So check out the following sources if you want to get started on this project. You may search up different credible sources if you would like to use different sources, right? So we have two sources right here for you already. Now, what you are going to do, right? Because if you're looking right here, you're going to click on these sources and go to the websites, right? You go to this source. Let's click on this. So we have Science Mag right here. Science Mag. Science Mag. Should we bring back extinct species from the dead? Right, by David Schultz. Right, so that's one website, and then Science Focus would be the other website. We click on this, and it talks about uh, de-extinction. Can we bring extinct animals back from the dead? Right. So if we take a look right here, so now we get into this part, source analysis. Why is the source credible? Right. This is for both sources or however many sources there are. Right. And if you wanted to put a third source in, right, because third source would potentially lead to a 4.0, you would highlight, like watch, you would highlight it all, right, highlight it all like that, hit Control C, and then you can go down beneath it, hit Enter, and you can make another one right there. So now I have three, all by doing, okay? I'm going to take it away just to so now when it comes to source analysis, how do I know if how can I tell if this source is credible? Well, actually, keep these two websites here and keep that one sheet because watch this. If you come back, right, click next right here, and it takes you to this. Hold on, I need to modify. There we go. There we go. So right here. So I'm giving you, to make this a little bit easier, I'm giving you a credibility checklist, right? When it comes to what you are looking for, right? These websites, you want to make sure that they're written by scientific or professional authors, right? You wouldn't listen to anyone talking to you about cloning extinct animals, right? You would want professionals, right? Who knows DNA? Who knows paleontology, right? Those are the people that you want to talk to about this, right? So you need to make sure that if the author is included, that you check the author, right? So, right, let's see here. Helen Plicker, right? You would want to check and see if she's a professional author, that she knows what she's talking about. David Schultz, you want to see if he knows what he's talking about. And if they don't include the author, you want to look at the organization, like Science Magazine right here, Science Mag. You would want to do research into Science Magazine. Can they be trusted, right? Did they win any awards, right? What are they known for, right? The same thing here with Science Focus, right? Even if you couldn't find the person here, like Helen Plicker, you would need to find you would need to look into Science Focus. Google it. Like, can I trust Science Focus, right? What are they known for? Are they known for being trustworthy and reliable, right? Let me see here. What else? So another thing, sources, links to other credible sources, right? So on these websites, do they include links to other potential websites, right? Do they include links that support? This might be right here, maybe, right? This might be, right? You might want to scroll down, look through it, look through, keep going down, see if they include any other links right here. Keep going, keep going, keep going. They might have a few other little websites and whatnot. I would suggest Googling, right? At this point, you would Google, you would look at one or two other websites to see if what this website is saying is credible, right? So you wouldn't just look at this one website or both websites. You would look at one or two more websites to see if it says something similar or different, right? Does it say something similar or different? Okay, trying to go through this relatively quickly, right? Do the websites give us any data and statistics, right? Do they name any experts, right? So do they quote any specific names, right? So if you read through the article and they mention someone by name, right? So if they mention someone by name, right? So right here, Professor Michael Archer, right? You would want to see, does he say something? Does he quote, right? Do they have him saying something in this article, right? You would want to see who he is, what he does, and if he is a credible source to trust, right? Right. So, if it's recent, if this article is within the last 10 years, unless some things that are established, like to give you an idea, Einstein's theory of relativity, Charles Darwin on his Origin of Species, his natural selection, that isn't as much up for debate. It's an accepted idea, right? Like we don't debate about what's in our science textbook, right? It's generally accepted knowledge, right? So unless something is established and is seen as generally accepted knowledge, like gravity, Einstein's theory of relativity, origin of species, right? If it's not seen as common knowledge, right? Everyone knows it, or accepted knowledge, right? You're going to have to double check it. Right? Information can be fact checked, right? Are there other credible sources, right? So make sure you look at other websites and see if they agree or disagree with what this one website says. Okay. And then just to make sure, just in case, I also included 2 videos to help us know what to look for and how to tell if a source is credible. All right. This is part 1. All right. So go ahead and with all this stuff up here, I would recommend looking at the websites and answering these questions and determining why it's credible. And as soon as you do that, I would then move on to part number 2.